What is something incredibly fun that only you can do? For me, that would be mixing my current and former most neurodivergent passions to talk about the Love Live Metroidvania. It's hard to believe that this exists at all, but sipping cocoa in Snow Kaido this winter, I began to look ahead to the future a little bit. Something gave me a vision of a glowing new world for Yohavanias. In fact, I was struck all at once by an idea so grand that I thought, I need to go do some shoddy editing and significantly delay an anime video again this year to teach everybody my vision for Yohavania 2. Kicking the pace up to full throttle, overhauling the visuals, and sending Yohane into a whole new style of gameplay screaming is just the foundation for my vision, so please come with me through a mildly spoilery for episode 3 and one guessable tease about season 2 that they give you in the finale. Pitch for a thrill ride. The kernel of my inspiration was a reveal so electric and magnificent that I think it clears a lot of the Super Smash Bros. Trailers. In the finale of Yohane the Parhelion Season 1, while discussing future adventures, we are shown a fantasy Tokyo scene with Saint Snow. This on its own isn't horribly surprising. They've had a good run, and it figures they could get in on all of this. What hit like a minivan about this reveal was the little details. What slayed me was Leah is drinking a coffee, right, with a little snowflake snowman design on it in front of these neon lights. It filled my imagination with visions of a hakodate of the future, where there's some snowman coffee chain that sells you snowflake beverages and everything's all neon and beautiful. In the real life Love Live Sunshine anime, beachy Numazu was originally contrasted with Hokkaido through these local reps, so the rustic beachy fantasy of this OG Yohane spinoff being compared to a snowy cyber world just rang out like a bell to me. She also happens to be next to a big ol' motorcycle, a blue bike for the Kazuo siblings, paralleling the Kurosawa family's Scarlet Delta that we see in episode 3. For non-Love Live fans, suffice it to say that these rival sisters are kind of like Sonic and Shadow the Hedgehogs, thematic parallels who start off as rivals and begin to respect each other as time goes on, but these evil guys can do backflips. Careful analysis from our top Melovania scientists suggests that this probably isn't another high-tech bike like the Scarlet Delta, but it's possible, and it's another borderline anomalous motorcycle in a fantasy world. They're going to ride on their cool motorcycles and do epic sibling battle in Love Live. The idea that the Parhelion series could go deeper into futuristic cities and explore a past versus future contrast is definitely the most palatable tin hat theory you're gonna hear for a long time. Daya is the sole person who uses future tech. Kanan and Yo are still on their steampunk shit. Scarlet Delta has these advanced electronic weapons that the whole town relies on, and I'm not even curious about the Numazu self-defense budget so much as who made this? When it rolled up in episode 3, I'm pretty sure every single viewer just went, okay, whatever, anything goes from now on. When the blue bike showed up, it really sparked my imagination again. Where does this tech come from? And why can't the Saint Snow protect Hakodate with their own? Call it Azure Striker or something. And if this tech exists, wouldn't it kind of follow that some part of Fantasy Tokyo could also be a super mechanized helltropolis, like in the Mega Man games, for example? If this world so far has been beachy and rustic, why not go towards contrast? Go towards a city of electricity and snow for the sequels. A season of anime might not devote itself to following through on this 100%, but a second Metroidvania by Inti Creates, the developers of Blaze and the Deepblue, sure fucking could. This is not some boneless fantasy. This is the perfect project for the fathers of the Yohavania. I got a sense that I might really enjoy their other games after playing Yohane. That game was superficially Castlevania, but it had the bones of something way more fast-paced and kinetic I've never really tried. That is exactly what I got when I tried my very first Mega Man and Gunvolt games. They're lightning-quick battles over sprawling cityscapes and razor-tight robo-brawls that pay off in crazy, huge cyber superpower move bullshit. It might seem like a far cry from Blazing the Deepblue's slow, seashell-collecting pace, but they share DNA. If the show explores what I'll call Delta tech, pivoting over to cyber weapons and shooty action for the next game totally works. You bring the fast-paced, over-the-top action of Megavolt games to the Yohaverse for a twist. You give song-driven action back to the dudes who literally make the Gunvolt idols. Then you head to Techie Tokyo to rocket the game world of Yohane to new heights with robot bashing, evil cyber musical megacorp thrashing, and motorcycle antics in a game that undoubtedly will stand apart from the original. With zero further ado, here is my pitch for a sequel to Yohane the Parhelion, Blaze in the Deepblue. Daya goes missing. Numazu is in utter disarray. Yohane, something of a proven problem solver at this point, leaves with her best friend Hanamaru and Daya's sister Ruby to Tokai, where Daya vanished, supposedly going to meet with an old friend named Sarah to discuss the future of Scarlet Delta. Upon arriving, they are assailed by mysterious agents who attempt to kidnap them, until an edgy purple biker named Leah hacks the drones into paralysis and sneaks them away to safety. One attacker leaves behind a bizarre device made for Yohane. It has her little bat crest on it. The city has become far more dangerous as of late, with the Power Records megacorporation unleashing robot drones far beyond the futuristic neighborhood of Miraiba to search for those with exceptional power as part of their CEO's Sentinel Idol project. Little do our heroes know, word of Yohane's legendary exploits during the Numazu incident has spread far. The dangerous and powerful scientist who birthed what we know today as Delta technology has lured and kidnapped Mayor Kurosawa, along with many others seeking power at a future weapons showcase, and is using them to get to Yohane. She desires her unstudied magical potential and to turn her into a woman of mass destruction in the name of defending Tokai. This resonator blade that was given was meant to drive her might to unheard of levels through channeling the souls of other talented magicians, idols, adventurers, and fighters. It should have been kept under lock and key, but has fallen directly into the hands of the first years. Can it be used to save the day? Leah knows something dangerous is at hand and guides the gang past hunter mechs and furious sentries to Sarah's experimental follow-up to Scarlet Delta, Project Sunshine, a half-finished suit and energy blaster that, Ruby discovers, was meant to be powered directly by Fey magic. Now, Leah needs to rely on her old friend Ruby for fairy power to push Sunshine to its limits and fight back against the robot army, while Yohane doesn't know the first thing about Delta technology or how to get around Tokai without Leah's help, though she needs to test out the resonator and save the mayor. With Hanamaru naturally entrusted to run communications and handle navigation from afar, it seems like their only choice is to team up as a highly potent 2-point combat unit. Tracking down the whereabouts of the Big Sisters on a slam-bang action adventure that kicks the gameplay of the first Metroidvania way up with deeper, faster action, and the game's signature gimmick, character swapping, with fittingly badass motorcycle action segments in place of the original game's mystery dungeons, I present to you Yohane Adventure 2 Battle. This may sound like insane fanfic jarble to you, and it probably should, but I promise literally every single part of this grows from my early experience with the types of games that Inti normally does. Like, they have to slow down a lot when they do Castlevania. In the sequel, Yohane could get pretty easily kicked up to speed to be a bit more like Zero if you smooth out the wall grab and make swapping weapons really, really crucial. So her main tool is this game's version of the Aqua summons from Blaze in the Deepblue. Energy blades, and bows, and other things that grow out from her resonator blade. Kind of like a king blade, which I realized way too late into production, and I'm pretty proud of myself for now. These weapon forms grow from her bond with another member of Aqua. After defeating the game's version of Robot Masters, a teched-up recording/practice booth called an echo chamber is hijacked. Hanamaru redirects them from resonating Yohane's soul with the Sentinel idol that she just defeated back towards her pals in Numazu. Anybody not present in Tokai will be added as a beam weapon in their image color. Chika will provide you with the Juicer, a brilliant orange Mekon cutting themed sword. Yo gives you a pair of blue, swift, winged daggers that increase your speed and make you quite slick. Rika will give you a lovely, elegant, cherry blossom themed rosy red bow for shooting arrows, a bit of range, and Kanan gives you a giant sea green dolphin spear, giving you a sense of diving into danger. Mari gives you an elegant purple seashell themed staff for spell slinging. She spells sea spells by the seashore. The big selling point for fans of the other Numazu girls is that all 5 of the MIA characters have new solo songs themed around their Parhelion identities, which play when you enter some super form while using their weapon. It glows with power and fills you up to unbelievable heights of strength, with Yo's daggers speeding you up super fast, Riko having some infinite spreading arrow technique, Kanan's spear has like an absurd reach all the way across the screen, etc. You can picture it. There's a really big focus on visual flair and spectacle this time around, bringing out everybody's personality, as these are Yohane's superpowers and they come from friendship. She still represents that, just like she always does. The story may focus less on these characters, but every idol is here in spirit. So, pressing a trigger button allows for a quick swap from Yohane into Leah mode. This is shooting mode at first glance, but item progression takes it much further. Yohane and the Aqua gang handle most of the combat due to their flexible might, while Leah is the navigator through and through. The Resonator draws power from friendship, while Project Sunshine is a guiding light for all of those on its side thanks to its pulse sensors, highly upgradable mobility components, and stealth tools for escaping dangerous situations. Each boss gives Yohane an upgrade to enjoy for combat, but crucial to each world is also an exploration upgrade. As the game progresses, Leah becomes able to horizontally dash away from danger, swing over dangerous gaps, crawl through tight spaces to open passageways, and even hack tech to halt combat and even solve puzzles and open up some areas. It's really easy to flash back and forth between the 2 modes, so feel free to run around as Leah before dropping the hurt on unsuspecting foes with the Resonator blade. A truly skilled player will find value in going on the defense with these moves to scout out a difficult, seemingly unbeatable boss pattern before swapping to Yohane once you figure out how to get that damage per second in. I think this helps dexterous gamers feel like they're putting together exciting strategies, while also giving a designated safety mode for those unfamiliar with bosses as unrelenting as Mega Man Zero. Maybe one mode is akin to wave dashing around and shooting lasers as a melee spacey main, while the other is elegant murder combos with Marth. Outside of gameplay, if Yohane embodies friendship and all of her hometown gushy feelings from Season 1, Leah is all about adaptability and self-preservation. They're stuck working together, yet they mesh oddly well. Ruby helps them to get along, not to mention comedic relief from Hanamaru, and it digs deep into the energy of their time together in Hokkaido in Love Live Sunshine Season 2. The protags fill the game with plenty of banter, as Yohane's unlucky blunders and lack of awareness provide ample chance for Leah to come in and bail her out. She's used to, making it on her own, but maybe this whole adventure was Sarah's idea for helping her reconnect with lost friends and get back to that part of herself. The grand spectacle of this game, the box cover thriller concept that gets children talking on all playgrounds of Earth, is the motorcycle sections. Random dungeons were not it, though I do appreciate the idea of linking small parts of a map together through alternative gameplay. Here, I'm gonna keep that going, but I'm calling on the tiny Zero segments from the Nightmare Before Christmas Pumpkin King Metroidvania to link these areas together through action sequences on a bike, like a vehicle segment. If the official Melovania playtesters just adore the concept, I could see sub-bosses and maybe some horde battles playing out here, like, a vertical, jumpy, motorcycle-y, action-y vehicle segment, just to break things up. It seems particularly good for giving you a passing shot at seeing what the upcoming boss will be able to do through an early skirmish on the road. It just seems, so hype. Unfortunately, due to her sheer cool villain power, I am doing the King DDD thing to Daya. She is brainwashed and evil, and along with all the other Sentinel idols, road racing her is a key component of the game. Also, Sarah is brainwashed and being used as a boss Sentinel idol, and she'll be an exciting late game boss, especially for fans of Zombieland Saga, who will appreciate her fallen renegade biker voice. Those two boss battles and their sub-boss sequences will be peaks of the franchise. Now, in this game's finale, fantastic Delta machinery sculpted by friendship is raised against evil. As the Resonator Blade grew strong with the digital lamps of linked souls, Project Sunshine also became quite formidable as support thanks to Sarah's vision of it linking Leah to new friends and new Fae allies on the battlefield. Yohane was meant to be the ultimate weapon, the sole user of a fantastically strong blade, amplified by 8 powerful souls. The grand showdown atop the tower is an ultimate fusion, where Yohane and Leah finally merge their souls, a culmination of all their bonding and bickering along the journey, and either go supersonic or get a genuine mech made from all the bike parts, and then you use the resonator for unifying it all, and that has limited energy power, and then you could use the sunshine suit to control it. Maybe having come to their senses, of course, Daya and Sarah could then lend mighty endgame powers like a Scarlet Resonator Blade Katana, or maybe the whole fight is resolved because the techie CEO's daughter Rina Tenoji appears to plea for peace, or maybe Hanamaru unplugs the entire building's electricity supply on accident, and then it just halts all the combat. Or maybe, honestly, having established the mechanics and themes of this side story, I'm okay with this ending pretty much any way you can imagine. My job was just to say, this would bang. It would bang if the Robo-Reploid makers handled a Cyber City game again. If you followed along with my concepts this far, you're just as qualified as I am to end them, or even turn them into a giant, decades-spanning arc of your dreams. Basically, now that I have established this, and if you genuinely want to add to this AU, just give credit to the Yohane Adventure 2 AU and go crazy. It's been so much fun creating this for the last 5-ish months. It's weirdly fun imagining the cyber lore at this stage in the series. It's just very bizarre and unknown and exciting, and it just seems like anything could happen. And with these characters, a lot of really interesting character dynamics could arise from it. I hope you see my reasoning beneath it all, though. This unexplained Delta tech, the cool Saint Snow potential, and the Megavolt Z developers being together, it's like cigarettes and gasoline. Sparks are gonna fly, baby. A city exploration game pulling on a smaller pool of character strengths to explore how they would utilize science, fantasy, magical weapons to take down a big bad just feels supernatural to me. And however these weapons and people and concepts are used, it'll be electric. With a huge thank you to Liz for hearing me out on all of these ideas a long time ago and offering to give artistic form to my visions for the first time in channel history. For Noreen for just always diving deep into weird concepts with me, this time extant lore on fairies in Yohaverse, Delta technology, Saint Snow stuff, anything I needed. Thank you for checking that before I pulled the trigger. Amber for showing up to give a motorcycle inspection between the blue and the red ones. Yes, I wanted to do the best I could to understand it. And to Nico for being my Yo-sensei and telling me that the speedy daggers were a good idea for her. I declare the sequel pitched and eagerly await contact from Inti Creates. I'm always waiting. I speak Japanese. I'm not far.